everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Random Conversations. I'm Danielle.
And I'm Noel.
And we're here. So we are a couple days removed from the NYC mayoral election. And the new mayor-elect is Zohran Mamdani, like I thought. Like I thought he was going to win the election by over 50% of the vote. Mm-hmm. People say, oh, if Sliwa didn't drop out, well, if Sliwa dropped out, it would have been a closer race between Zohran and Andrew Cuomo, but it looked like even if he did drop out, the result would have been the same. He would have won. So I'm happy. I'm happy that Zohran won. He has a lot of good initiatives that he wants to start, like universal childcare. I think it's free, right? Yeah, so universal free childcare, making the buses free and faster, and also freezing the rent. So hopefully those three initiatives that he went on in his campaign and told people he was going to do actually comes into fruition. I know he's going to have some trouble doing so because there's a lot of checks and balances that goes along with it. But we're optimistic. He won a lot of young people's votes. So I think with this turnout, it gives young people more of confidence to know that their vote matters. Mm-hmm. So it was a nice win. People, it looks like all over the world was rooting for Zohran. So all over the world, there
was people all over the world rooting for him and rooting against him because I heard Israel. They threatened to. They considering shutting down their consulate in New York. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But a lot of people around the world was rooting for him. They even had watch parties. They had watch parties around the country, and they also had watch parties around the world. Mm-hmm. So to see the sign of support that he has, great. And I think his speech when he won, some people call it divisive. I didn't think it was divisive. He was just saying to the people who doubted him, I told you so. I told you I was going to win. We have all these people around me. We're going to get things done. Mm-hmm. I thought it was very hopeful for the next 4 years that he's going to be in office. Mm-hmm. So how do you feel about that?
I feel uncertain because I'm not sure, like you said, I'm not sure how much he could actually accomplish. He made a lot of lofty promises. And I know nothing is free. He's talking about free childcare. He's talking about free bus rides. He's talking about all this free stuff. But nothing's free. They got to get paid for somehow, some way. Somebody's driving the buses. Somebody's taking care of your kids. And they're not doing it for free. Nobody's working for free. I just ask the people that's working for the federal government right now who's calling out sick and not showing up to the airports because they ain't working for free, right? So I'm just trying to figure out where he thinks he's going to get this money from. He's saying that he's going to raise the taxes on the rich, yeah. Right? But unless you're changing the tax law, you're not doing anything. Yeah, the figure itself is larger. So you're saying instead of charging you 25%, where it's charging you 30%. But the tax law that was in place when it was 25% is still the same tax law that's in place when it's 30%. So that means the rich are going to continue to manipulate it. They're still not going to be able to get what they think that they should get from the rich, and we'll still be in the same space, I think. I don't know where he thinks his money is coming from, but I'll say this, the ideas sound great. Free childcare is much needed. I feel that, a lot of the time, government likes to talk about children are our future, but they don't it's a lot of words and no action, right? And working where we work, a lot of people struggle to get to work and to be at work consistently because of childcare issues. That's definitely a constant issue that comes up. So I think that is a big feather in his cap if he can make that come to fruition. Do I think he can? I don't know. And then he's talking about government-run supermarkets and all this stuff. And
that's where the communist label came from. Yeah, because of that.
Right. I think these are all nice ideas, right? But I feel like it's gonna hit us all in the pockets. And I'm not really. It's already expensive.
I don't think the rich are gonna flee like that.
I didn't say the rich are gonna flee. I said that they're gonna continue to manipulate the tax laws.
And he just wants to raise it 2%. The New Jersey tax laws for the rich. He wants to equal that of New Jersey's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the super rich never pay their fair share in taxes. They're
running scared. That's why they were all trying to pay so Cuomo could win.
Yeah, I mean, everybody tries to pay so that their candidate.
I mean,
can
everybody
win.
has to pay their fair share at least once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, Trump. One of the
They
major
need to
things
do it.
about him was when he was running for president, they couldn't get his tax records, and allegedly he hadn't paid taxes.
I feel that's ridiculous how much
years.
things they get away with.
Right?
Don't you think it just needs to end?
It's never gonna end.
It just needs to.
There's always gonna be
we pay our fair share, and when we don't, we get arrested.
No, we don't pay our fair share. We pay more than our fair share.
And when we don't, we get arrested. So why is it good for us but not good for them?
Because they have professionals who are paid to pay
And
to protect
I hate
their
the
money.
way everything is so crooked. It's like, why is everything so crooked?
Well,
why? If people could afford to live, if people could afford to take their kids to daycare, because of the rich doing what they need to do, playing their part in society, don't you think it's going to benefit the economy? Because they will have more money to spend into the economy. Everybody gets richer.
Right. I mean, the money that they're putting in is coming right back to them in theory. But that's if
I just
that's
hate
if
the
government,
fact that they just get away with so much and nothing happens to them. They get a slap on the wrist. If they get caught, it's what? 4 months in jail, and the jail is like a freaking retreat.
But that's been the way of the world since civilized
I get it, but
society
there
existed.
has to be, and you know why he won? Because people are tired of it.
Yeah, that's the same reason
People
why.
are tired
That's the
of
same
it.
reason why Trump won, because people were tired of traditional, conventional politicians, and that's why he won. And I see a lot of similarities and parallels to
Yeah,
why
a lot of people are saying
to
that,
why
like, we
people
got-
gravitate
the left got their
to
Trump.
Zohran. Well,
The left got their Trump.
I wouldn't say that, because I feel like there's a lot of division in the left when it comes to Zohran, right?
There is a lot of
and a lot of
division.
them still won't come forward.
There is division on the right when it comes to Trump too.
Yeah,
not
but
everybody
it's
on
silent,
the right.
but it's
Not everybody on the right.
It's silent division. You don't see a lot of Republican officials.
Not
really.
really. You
speaking
have
out
like
against
Liz
him.
Cheney. She's been very, and she's a Republican. She's been
Yeah.
very
Liz
vocal
Cheney's a
against.
Republican, but what office does she hold?
I don't know what office she holds, but I know she's been very.
No, I'm talking about people in the Republican Party who hold office.
Now Marjorie Taylor Greene has been more vocal against Trump.
Mm-hmm.
She's saying that no, this stuff has got to stop.
It's definitely more
Because you know why? Because it hit her front door
that
with
attitude,
the government shutdown.
Right. That attitude, that attitude, the division when it comes to parties, the Democratic Party is definitely more divided than the Republican Party. The Republican Party is way more in lockstep together. You might have one or two stragglers, but that's not the norm. The Democratic Party, they kind of like eat each other alive, and it makes no sense. Like I saw what's that? Who's that? What was the name of that guy that was on the Breakfast Club the other day?
Mehdi Hassan.
Yeah, Mehdi Hassan. He was on there, and he was basically just saying how it's so funny that the Democrats have been trying to win back the younger vote, and they've been trying to find ways to win them back over to their side, because for the longest they thought that young men were majority were voting Republican if they voted at all, and then you have a candidate who is winning back the younger generation, and they don't want to stand behind him. You know, they're constantly trying to get him. They were constantly trying to get him to step down. They were constantly trying to find somebody else, anybody else to run.
Because he's
place.
a socialist.
Right.
He's on the far left. He's not a moderate left. He's on the far left, and they're trying to separate themselves from the far left.
Yeah.
You see, the outliers are always Bernie, AOC, and now you got Zohran. They're on the far left.
Yeah.
They're like on that side, and they don't want the Democratic Party to be like parallel to a socialist party.
Mm-hmm. I'll say one thing though that I'm excited about when it comes to Zohran is that he's a millennial like us, so he's more relatable. You would think that he would be able to get us more in terms of understanding what we're struggling with at this point
and he
in time.
does. That's how he won.
I'm just tired of old geezers running the show. I'm like, you are so out of touch. You know, your problems aren't our problems. I feel like politicians should be a little bit younger, in your 40s and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's younger than that. He's younger than me. He's what, 34,
He's
35?
34, yeah.
Right? But I feel like politicians should be like in their 40s and stuff, like relatively young.
Yeah.
You know, still in touch with society and the things that we're dealing with.
Yeah.
Right? And a lot of the times it's not it. Like Trump is damn near 80. You know what I'm saying?
I think he's gonna be 80 next year.
Yeah, exactly. And Biden,
They're so out of touch
and
with a lot of stuff.
Biden was in the old folks' home and stuff like that. So, you know, I'm tired of seeing that. We need to have younger, fresher minds, more malleable and susceptible to change, right? And susceptible to go with the change instead of fighting the change,
Yeah.
right? So I'm excited about that. I'm excited that, like I said, some of the stuff that he says, I like it, but I just feel that it's gonna cost us in the end. It's not gonna be.
Well, give him a shot.
I don't have no choice.
Give him a shot. That's all he needs is a shot. Yeah, and you don't have a choice.
Right. But I'll say this, in this race, I didn't know who I would have voted for.
You didn't vote.
I didn't vote because there was no one candidate that I really felt.
All I know is if Cuomo were to win, it would be the same thing that we've been seeing the last 4 years with Adams. Rent's going to keep going up. The only thing that Adams did was the rat czar, the rat czar business.
No, he did. He definitely did a good thing with the rats because it was at one point in time.
I don't see rats.
Yeah,
and watch me see one tonight.
I see one or two, but it was crazy. It was like they took over the streets at night.
It would be like the garbage would be open.
Yeah, it's a rat.
And then you see rat after rat just coming out the garbage, rat after rat. I'm like, oh my God.
At nighttime, I was walking in the street. I wasn't walking on the sidewalks because they took over the sidewalks. It was crazy. So I give them credit for that. Everything else I don't know about, but that was a visible change because I would get up in the morning at like 4 a.m., go to the gym, and rats everywhere. Now, and it was
barely see it.
Yeah, I had to pick and choose. Like I knew where to walk to avoid
now
them.
That it's daylight savings and it's pitch black by 4 p.m., I'm just looking around like, where's the rats? Where's the rats? Because that's the only thing I look for when I'm in the street. I don't even look for anything else. I don't even look for people. I look for rats. And I haven't seen one since. So I'm happy. I hope the trend continues. That's the only good thing Eric Adams did. Oh no, he did reduce crime because that's how he won. Because he ran his campaign saying that he said he's going to be tough on crime and the crime is going to decrease. And it did. So the two things, even though he was just outside way too much for my liking.
Talking about somebody outside way too much?
Yes. Even though he was outside way too much for my liking, he did do the two things that he said he was going to reduce, the rats and the crime.
But Zohran outside like crazy too. And he ain't even in office yet.
He had to be outside because he's campaigning. What are you talking about?
Yeah, people campaigning.
You have to be outside when you're campaigning.
I ain't seen nobody in the clubs campaigning. That's the first time I seen a mayoral candidate.
Well, look what it did. Look what it did.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I hope
they said that club crawl that he did helped him win the election.
Well, I hope that New Yorkers made the right decision. Right?
Listen.
But you can't. I know one thing. We can't blame anybody because they had the biggest turnout. He had the most votes that a mayor's ever gotten. He had 1 million votes. He won like the 18 to 25 demographic by 70%.
Yeah.
So. There's a lot of
upside for him. There's a lot of hope for him.
There's a lot of support from the people,
and the whole world is watching.
The Democratic Party is watching. I feel the government is watching because
they're watching intently.
His ideas is kind of radical because it's a little bit different than the status quo.
And it's like what you said. You're looking for somebody that's fresh. You're looking for somebody that's new. You're looking.
He grand spanking. He a baby.
He is a baby.
He a baby in the game, so
he is a baby. Did you see, this is random, very random, but there's this young lady who's pissed because she was on Hinge, and I think Zohran
was on Hinge too?
I don't know how Hinge works. I don't know if they tap the person's profile to show that they're interested. But anyway, Zohran, he showed interest in that young lady, and she swiped left. Now she's like, oh my God, I swiped left on the future mayor of New York City. That could have been me, meaning the wife, the lady he married.
How many women he showed interest in? It's only going to be one of y'all.
That was just very random. I'm like, girl, why are you clout chasing?
Only one of y'all was going to be in that spot. So,
like, why are you clout chasing after he wins? Cut your losses. But yeah, I'm just happy that the outcome was the outcome that everybody expected, including myself.
It was the outcome that you wanted, so I'm sure you're happy.
Yeah, it is the outcome that I wanted, and I'm just ready for a new New York. 50 Cent said he's fleeing, but bro, you never lived here. He's lived here, obviously.
He grew up in Connecticut?
Yeah, he doesn't live here anymore. He either lives in Connecticut or New Jersey. He was like, oh, NYC is dead, time to flee. Bro, you left long time ago. I don't know if he has businesses here and he's worried about that. I'm not sure, but he's very avid on him not taxing the rich.
You got it right, because he's rich.
And a lot of, and you don't see a lot of celebrities, because you know when somebody's campaigning, you see celebrities, they're vouching for them. You didn't see anybody vouch for Zohran.
Because Zohran is like, he ran on a Democratic ticket, but he's not fully a Democrat. You know what I'm saying?
He's like anybody. The only person that I saw, because she interned at his mother's film school in Uganda, I don't know if it was in Uganda or somewhere else, is Lupita Nyong'o. She says she knew Zohran for at least 20 years. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's the... Oh, yeah, and Dave East, you're right. Oh, okay. Yeah, that girl, yeah. Yeah, so you barely, like, you had a few celebrities that showed interest and pulled behind Zohran, but not a lot. I think Lala, she endorsed Cuomo. She did? Oh.
See, this is the thing. This is the thing with celebrities, because you live in the public eye, and ultimately you're trying to sell a product to the masses. So when you do something like endorse a candidate, you automatically put off a certain section of people in society. So you kind of want to step away from that.
Yeah.
You know? And anyway, your political leanings should be private anyway. All of a sudden now you want to know everybody's freaking political leanings. Like, that's none of your business. Like, chill out.
Unless they're getting paid.
It's like asking a woman her age. Like, chill out. You don't need to know that.
Yeah, you don't. So this next topic is something that I feel you feel very deeply on. It's about this new ruling in Kentucky making divorces a little bit better for the male. So if a woman files divorce, no longer is she leaving with majority of like the money or the assets. Now it's going to be split 50-50.
No, wrong.
What is it?
That's what I told you.
I did.
No, you ain't do your research. So basically, Kentucky.
So this next topic is something. This one makes it fun. And a lot of people are going to be like, oh, look at their personalities. Anyway, so this next topic is something that you feel a little bit, you have like, not a fascination, but you like this, that this is happening. Mm-hmm. So do you want to explain what's going on in Kentucky regarding divorces?
All right. So Kentucky recently changed their divorce laws. So basically, when a man and woman engage in a divorce, normally what will happen is, in most circumstances, the woman would take custody of the children, right? 100% custody, and the father would maybe get like weekends and stuff like that. So when you have a situation like that, the ex-husband is now obligated to pay a king's ransom in child support. No longer is that the case, because in Kentucky, the default now when going into a divorce is 50-50 custody for both parents. That's great for two reasons. One, a father can be much more involved in the life of their child, so he doesn't feel like a visitor. He's not the Disneyland dad, right? So, he's there for everything, for homework, from homework to baseball games to video games, right? He's there for everything. And since he's there for everything, you wouldn't expect for him to pay a king's ransom and child support, as he has the kid with him half the time and is responsible for taking care of that kid, roof over their head, clothes, school, food, all of that stuff. So as a result of that new 50-50 custody default ruling, now divorce rates in Kentucky has dropped by 25%. Almost immediately. So I found that funny, because to me, that speaks to me that a lot of women got into it to cash out. You have some people stating that, some detractors who are against it stating that now, because of the new law, it's keeping women trapped in marriages. And I don't see that. What do you think?
I think it's good for the man. I'm not going to be a hater. I'm not going to be a hater. It's good for the man that now, especially if he wants to keep the same relationship with the child, making it 50-50. Nothing's changed. He's not a weekend dad. He's not a Disneyland dad, as you mentioned. That would be good for the father. For the woman, how could I put this without making it seem as if I'm against women?
Just put it. Say what you guys say.
For the women, I guess this would be, I don't want to say like a reality check, but it would give women more pause when it comes to divorcing somebody. But if the relationship is not good for you mentally, by all means, divorce. And if you have to go 50-50 with the husband, with the ex-husband, then that's just what it is. So I do think this is a win for all men in that state.
I think it's a win for the children as well.
Yeah, it's a win for the kids as well.
Because they want to be with their dads just as much as they want to be with their moms. They want to have as much time with both parents.
Yeah.
You know, for some reason, the law thinks that the child only needs the mother, and that's ridiculous. You know, two parents came together to make the child. You hear that.
But you could be a single parent in a relationship. And you could be married and still be a single parent. A lot of the burden goes on the mom.
But that's why
that's why history always sways in the mother's favor.
Yeah, but history is changing. Men are more involved in their children's life than ever before. And so with that change, the laws must change too to reflect that, right? It's not fair that just because you're a woman, you get 100% custody, you know? And you see it all the time. A lot of women take advantage of that situation. They get into it. They get into certain relationships to have the baby, to get child support, right? So you have to be wary of that. You have to be wary of the people who manipulate the system. And it's not a small percentage, right, of women that's doing this, right? I think that the cash out culture is very prevalent and it needs to stop, right? People getting into relationships for the wrong reasons. It's vice versa. You do have some men who get involved with more affluent women with money, especially now that women are making a lot of money. A lot of men do it too. Right, that's what I'm saying.
If they are able to do it, they will do it as well.
Right. So I'm saying like this law protects both sexes, right? And it also makes you think twice before you get into a relationship because you're not going to be able to cash out. So either you're in it for the long haul and you want to make it work and you're going to do everything to make it work and keep your family whole, or you just say, this person is not for me and I'm just going to throw my hat in the dating pool, my name in the dating pool hat again. So I think it's a win-win. I don't see anything wrong with it. And to say that it's trapping women in friggin' loveless relationships, I'm like, no, you can get up and go anytime you want. You decided to live your life where you were taken care of by a man. You decided to have a job that couldn't support you and all of that stuff. Now you got to pull yourselves up by the bootstraps and make sure that you put yourself in a position to where you can survive, where your child can survive, right? Which is why 50-50 custody is also more important. And like I said, it's the default. Right. So that doesn't mean that it's not susceptible to change upon investigation.
I feel like if the woman was in an emotionally or physically abusive relationship, give her some money.
Yeah, she's looking for any reasons to give that girl. But, it's crazy because what would be constituted as domestic violence, some of the things that they constitute as domestic violence is crazy. Like if I yell at you or if I get in the heat of an argument, I take my own cell phone and just throw it on the floor and break it. Like they would consider that domestic violence, and that would be used against men oftentimes to keep them from having 50-50 custody and whatnot. Right. And that's crazy to me. So if the act of yelling at a woman is enough to constitute domestic violence, then every woman is practically guilty of domestic violence because y'all all shouting at men and getting crazy too. So I just don't see how.
If any women who are in relationships and they feel like they don't need to go 50-50, they could just wait till the children or child turns 18 and then call it a day. So they don't have to worry about that.
I mean, that's easier said than done though. If you're in a relationship that you just want to get out of, who's going to wait 18 years, right?
Some people do. As soon as that child turns 18, all right, I'm done. I did what I had to do.
I mean, that's rough, but yeah.
But I'm happy that that's going into effect because especially for the good men and fathers out there who don't want to be reduced to a weekend dad, this will help them cultivate a relationship with their child and don't have to worry about, I got to pick. They're with you half the time.
Yep. And they said 20 other states have put in effect similar type laws.
Look at Kentucky paving the way.
Yep. New York need to hurry up and get around to that. And also that needs to start to trickle down into like, just regular boyfriend and girlfriend. We have a child together. Now it's child support kind of thing because they automatically give the woman 100% custody. And I don't think that's right.
Well, if it's a deadbeat dad, that's different.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Upon investigation, it should be an investigation. It shouldn't be the automatic default that the mother gets 100% custody. Because
like I said, it's precedence.
The
mother's usually the caretaker out of the two.
No, you keep going back into the past, right?
I'm just saying it's the precedence. That's why it's like that.
The new precedent is not that. There's still a lot of
ancient fathers out there.
There's a lot of ancient mothers. Look at Krishan.
I feel like
Krishan Rock. All right, there's a lot of ancient mothers out there that shouldn't be mothers, and they're getting 100% custody.
She's trying. Don't knock her. She's trying,
and a lot of them dudes are trying too.
A lot of them make. Hear it. Not a lot of. I feel like more mothers try than dads.
So where you getting this number from? You just talking out your ass. Like, look, so I'm gonna just say this, right? They need to 50-50 should be the default, and then upon investigation you decide who gets 100% custody, who gets like weekends and whatnot. It shouldn't just be automatically, you're the woman, you get 100% custody, you're the man, you get weekends. That's bullshit. And if you ask the kids, if you find out, if you really do the research and you look into the situation and you want to know who's the one that's really suffering, is the kids, because they want to be around their father just as much as they want to be around their mother. Ask any kid in those situations, and I guarantee you, majority of the time, the kid wants to be around his father a hell of a lot more than he actually is. And the father wants to be around his child a hell of a lot more than he's allowed to be.
Okay, you said your piece.
No, I said it. I hope they heard it. Zohran Mamdani.
You were very passionate about that.
Zohran Mamdani need to listen to that and maybe think about working on.
And I can't refute what you're saying. Mm-hmm. I can't refute. I could only agree because it's right. Mm-hmm. But I was just saying that the precedence always shows that the mom is more of the caretaker. Mm-hmm. You didn't have to fight me on that one.
No, because like I said, there's a lot of dudes doing a lot more than dudes in the past.
Yeah, but the bad always spoils the whole bunch, right?
But there's a lot of spoiled apples on y'all side too.
Okay.
I just gonna say that.
Okay. So talking about spoiled apples, Young Thug, right?
That's crazy. What a transition.
Young Thug and Mariah the Scientist. I have wanted to dig into this relationship a little bit because I just wonder where her mindset is. So to give you a little bit of a backstory, if you don't know, Young Thug went to jail, I believe, in 2022 for a RICO charge, and him and Mariah the Scientist were dating around that time. And earlier this year, there was a lot of leaked jail phone calls that Young Thug had with some of his close friends, and in some of the leaked phone calls, there was a lot of information that was being shared to the public that wasn't for public consumption. For example, the whole thing with Glorilla, how he called her ugly. And then he spoke to a friend and he said, I think Mariah the Scientist loves me more than I love her. And then another leaked phone call, which was like the straw that kind of broke the camel's back, when he admitted to cheating on her, either before he got locked up or while he was locked up.
Who leaked those phone calls? TMZ?
We don't know who leaked those phone calls.
No, TMZ was the one that put it out there, right?
Yeah. It went all on the blogs, but we don't know who gave it to.
It was definitely one of them prison guards getting a little extra change.
Yeah.
Shoot, they be funneling drugs and all types of crap into the freaking prison system.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They're like, yo, I'll leak a phone call or two.
They leaked a whole bunch of phone calls that incriminated him on a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. So that was the straw that kind of broke the camel's back, and everybody presumed that she was just going to leave him because this time she's already on an upward trajectory with her career. She got burned and blew out. She's hot, all that stuff. But recently, I believe it was her birthday party, and she was singing to Young Thug, and now it looks like they're back on. So my thing is, when you get publicly embarrassed like that, first, the man says that he thinks you love him more than he loves you, and then admittedly opens up to cheating on you with somebody, even though this wasn't made for you to hear, but you heard it eventually, and now it's embarrassing for you because you basically, she's in love with Young Thug. And we all don't know why, but that's, if she loves it, if she likes it, we love it, right? So it's like, if you get embarrassed like that by somebody that you deeply love, would you go back? I know I said deeply love, but that's just too much. I don't think I would go back. And Young Thug, he has a track record, and I just don't think it would be healthy if I were her to go back with him because it's embarrassing. A lot of people are going to be looking at you like, girl, are you for real? And they are. Like they're currently like, is she for real? Why would she go back with Young Thug? If I was embarrassed like that, I wouldn't go back. How do you feel about it?
I feel like she should do whatever the hell she want to do, right? Because the public attention span is really low. So this time next week, something else is gonna happen, and we're gonna be like, ooh, and we're gonna be over there, and we're gonna forget everything that happened over there, and you're gonna throw away the potential love of your life because some stranger on his phone said something in a comment that made you feel some type of way. Number one, everything he said was supposed to be said within the confines of a phone conversation with someone else. It was private. That was made public, right? Number two, he said that you love him more than he loves you, but he didn't say he didn't love you, right? But that comment made me feel that maybe he never was loved by a woman like that before. He's been famous for a while. Maybe he felt like women, were disposable or they were using him.
He feels like this is brand new. Like everything. I think it is all brand new. All the affection that she showed him was brand new to him.
And it feels kind of weird.
But if I heard that, it's like, damn. And then how she does too much. He felt like she was doing too much.
Yeah, because the thing is, people like to love other people the way they like to be loved. Maybe he doesn't like to be loved that way. Maybe he likes to be loved in a certain way. You ever heard of the book, The 5 Love Languages?
I heard of it.
Right. There's 5 different ways in which people like to receive love. And a lot of the times when it's like me, I like gifts. So I show love by giving gifts. Right. So, but maybe her love. So he didn't take the time to learn her love language. No, or maybe she didn't take the time to learn his. Right? And then he didn't really say it because, a lot of dudes don't know how to express themselves. Or maybe he didn't want to hurt her feelings.
He looked like he could express himself a lot. But go ahead.
Or maybe he didn't want to hurt her. Dressing crazy is completely different than...
No, I'm not talking about dressing crazy. His interviews, he does reveal a lot, but go ahead.
Right. Well, anyway, and it's different too when you, in a personal level with somebody to completely open yourself up. It's harder for some people to do than others, right? But my thing to say is, it seems that he didn't know how to receive her love, and it felt a little strange to him.
But for years, right? Though,
no. But he felt obviously when she left.
That's something
when she left, he went to try to get her back. Did he not?
Yeah, he did.
Did he not apologize and say sorry?
He did apologize,
so
but
what does that speak to you? That says to me that.
But this is something she wouldn't have known.
He kind of realized.
But
what
this
she
is
lost.
something she wouldn't have known if those phone calls weren't released.
Right, but it was released. She knows, and they dealt with it.
And he never verbalized it. So you could verbalize it to somebody else.
Right.
But why couldn't you talk to me about it?
Because some people feel more comfortable talking to other people about certain things.
No, that's not how it works in a relationship.
Okay. I'm pretty sure there's certain things that you would tell your best friend that you probably wouldn't feel 100% comfortable telling your significant other at a certain point in time. Maybe,
about the significant other?
Yes, because you wouldn't know maybe you might not know how to express it to that person, right? So you bouncing it off your best friend and try to figure out, like, how do you think I should approach?
The thing is, he never did.
How do you know?
He
You just
never
got you got
did.
an excerpt. You got an excerpt of a conversation that he had. It could have been multiple conversations that he had with this person about this.
But the
specific
way he
topic.
came out and apologized doesn't seem like they had that conversation.
He apologized to her because of what came out. Maybe he would have gotten there. We don't have the full conversation. We don't have the whole thread. We just have an excerpt of what he said. We have the most salacious part of the conversation, and you're jumping to a conclusion. You can't do that. Right.
Sometimes
and she shouldn't have jumped to a conclusion, which is probably why they're back together, because they probably had a conversation.
I don't know if.
So
I think she jumped back too quickly.
Well, it's all subjective. And my thing is, she really loved that man. She like, I'm not gonna lose him. And he seemed like he knew he.
And it's
he
like
messed
multiple conversations after. First, he said she's doing too much. Then he says, I feel like she loves me more than I love her. Then he comes out and he said, I cheated with so and so. It's like a domino effect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's what we're getting, the domino effect. So it's like, what are you doing with this young lady? You feel like she's doing too much. Then you say she loves you more than you love her. And then you go out and cheat.
Right. He loves you more than you love her. That still doesn't speak to me that he doesn't love her.
Nobody said he didn't love her.
Right.
But sometimes you got to match that love if you're in love with somebody.
Yeah, but the way, like I said, the way you show love, the way you receive love might be different than the way he receives love. So maybe he's showing it the way that he likes to receive it. She shows it because if someone likes physical touch, so they always on you, hugging you and kissing you and stuff like that. To someone looking from the outside, it looks like she really lovey-dovey on him and he's not really lovey-dovey on her because he doesn't like to receive it that way. So if I give you a gift, I might not always be giving you a gift in freaking public. But if we sitting on the couch or something like that, I'm like, yo, look under the table.
Change the way she shows up. Like, it's going to change the way she shows love to him.
Right, it should. Because
and that's
you need
probably
to show
not
love.
going to make her feel comfortable. Because if that's her love language and that's not his, then
no, you have to acclimate to your partner.
And then he's going to have to reciprocate it. And what if he can't?
Right.
What
Who
if
said he can't?
What if he can't?
Who said he can't? If he can't
reciprocate it, then what?
If he can't reciprocate it, then it's on them to figure that out. That ain't on us. It's on them to figure out if they gonna stay together or not. They had the conversation. They're together.
It just looks crazy.
I don't know.
It just looks crazy.
The girl's in love.
She's in love, and we all trying to figure out why.
He apologized, and there's a lot of women out here that's over here giving her shit about going back to him. That's went back to men, make less money than him, got a lower social status profile than him. All right, so keep that in mind. Y'all trying to tell people how to live their life, and you doing the same thing, but nobody talking about you because you ain't got nothing going on.
Oh God. I don't know. I wish her and Young Thug the best, but in terms of like, and you have to look at it. They're in the public eye, and people's perception of her. Not saying that it should matter, but it could kind of like, why would she go back?
I don't think it's gonna hurt her in the long run. I don't think it's not gonna last in people's minds that long. There's a lot of things going on.
You'll be shocked to see how much.
I don't think so.
Things last in people's mind.
I don't think so. And if that's really what
because
you're
anytime
about,
you think of Mariah, you're like, why does she go? Anytime, why does she go back to Young? Why does she? And then people keep forcing it on your feed, and you're like, why does she go back?
All of a sudden they get married, they have a beautiful kid together, and now you're like, look at that.
Another thing, he has all these kids.
A black couple worked it out, and they had a kid, and they got married, and they made it, and they didn't let outside forces, because what they always say, when you in a relationship, don't let outside forces get between you. I feel like that was her time for her to go break free, be single. Because now but she don't want to break free and be single. So why?
This is just my opinion.
You're imposing what you would do onto her.
This is just my opinion. She's on an upward trajectory. She has multiple songs that are out that are doing very well. She is very pretty. And I think she would capitalize off of that if she were to be single. Just like how they say some men who say it like if a guy has a significant other, right? They will tell the guy, just act like you're single because all these women want you and that's where your money is being generated from. She could earn from the women and the men if she were just to be her own person and not attached to somebody else.
Yeah, but look at all the
I'm thinking about career wise.
Yeah, but look at all the women right now that's popping, like Meg Thee Stallion and
but all of them came out. They all came out when they were just
right,
by themselves.
They got
and they got big. They became eye candy. Then they went and got the guy.
Yeah, but now, but
she just
what I'm
is
saying
now.
is
She's been out. Yeah, she's been out.
Right.
But now she's starting to pop.
No, but what I'm saying is look at the competition around her. If all the competition got men, then you all right. Now I can see if they was all like living their life and sexy, and then they become like this fantasy for guys and stuff like that. But they all taken, so now your music has to stand out above the rest.
And Megan Thee Stallion, when she came out, she had all of that.
Yeah.
And then Mariah the Science, she could have all that. When Lotto came out, she was single before she was attached to 21 Savage. She had all of that. I'm just saying that when you're starting off, and then when you're going upward, you just be single, be that eye candy that these men want, and then later on in your career, that's when you get your significant other.
You know what this is remind me of? Why like they say like a lot of successful women end up like being alone because they focus so much on their careers and they put the relationship to the side, and then they wonder.
I'm not saying they should put.
You're telling her.
I'm not saying that she should put relationships on the side forever.
While she's still elevating.
But people do that shit all the time.
Yeah, exactly, and a lot of them end up alone.
Who you see alone now? Megan Thee Stallion is not alone now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll see.
What's her name? Lotto is not alone now. Glorilla got a man.
Lotto is young.
All of them are young.
Is young. That's what I'm talking about.
All of them are young.
Right. But they
started off single by themselves.
Let me ask you something.
They were eye candy. Then they got with the significant other.
Let me ask you something.
They're not alone.
What's Mariah the Scientist's song now that's popping right now?
It's called Burning Blue.
Right. When she made Burning Blue, was she with Young Thug?
She was with Young Thug.
Right. And it was and when it blew up, she was with Young Thug?
Well, yeah, but then she...
When it blew up, was she with Young Thug, yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, so how is their relationship hindering her?
Because now look at what she's dealing with.
No, but how
backlash from social media.
But using your logic where you say that you should be single and like at least till you get where you're going, she wasn't single. She still popped off, right?
She still popped off.
Right.
Yeah. But this kind of
doesn't that
not to say this took a hit to her career. But now she should take that opportunity and keep going up.
But what's been working for her has had Young Thug in the equation.
I don't think he was that significant. I don't think he was that significant when Burning Blue came out.
How do you know? How do you know he didn't help write it?
He did not help write that song.
You know that?
I could look it up.
You was a fly on the wall?
I could look it up. But you understand what I'm saying, though.
Don't tell me that you don't. But I don't agree with it.
You don't have to agree with it, but you understand what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying. So I was just saying she just needs to take that time to just, be her solo act. And then if she wants to get back with him in the long run, then let her do so. Yeah,
and then sometimes you do that and then you lose out on the person that you really wanted.
You're such a lover. That's the problem.
No, I'm just saying. Don't let other people's opinions dictate what you do in your relationship. That's like relationship 101, right? Keep your stuff private and don't let people inside. Don't let people manipulate and tear you apart, right? Unfortunately, TMZ got their claws into his private conversations, and now the public has their opinion, and they're trying to tear them apart. But they're not allowing it to happen, and I respect that.
Okay. I have my opinion on it, and I already shared it. So
it's wrong, but
you always think my opinions are wrong.
I don't always think it's wrong.
Yes, you do.
I mean, I don't always think it's wrong.
You don't always think it's wrong, but you do.
I don't.
Okay, so we hope you enjoyed this episode of this banter going back and forth. So you could catch us every Wednesday. This is Random Conversations. I'm your host, Danielle.
And I'm Noel.
You can
like, subscribe, comment, follow us. We're on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. After watching this episode, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. If you have any topics you'd like us to discuss, just put it down in the comments and we'll discuss it.
Yeah, she wrote her own song. She wrote the whole song by herself.
Mm-hmm. So it says on Google AI. I don't believe everything on AI overview.
Websites that they get from.
I don't believe everything on AI overview.
From other websites.
You don't even trust AI. You think AI about to take over?
They get the information from other websites.
Yeah, other websites. They compile all the information on the internet. So that's from like Wikipedia, where people could just put whatever they want. Like you can't trust it verbatim. And
but
people,
you're the main supporter of AI.
No, wait. But look.
Says the main supporter of
I am the main
AI.
supporter
Oh, I
of
don't
AI.
trust anything coming from AI.
But she's the main detractor
now.
of AI, and she's going to AI for her answers.
So you don't even trust what you're a big proponent of.
No, I said that you could use it as a tool, but not just go off of it verbatim.
So if
ludicrous.
ChatGPT told you the same thing, would you trust it?
No.
Then what's the point of using it?
As a reference.
Come on, man. Come on. Then what's the point of using it?
It's a reference.
Come on. And where else you gonna get your reference from?
This girl's out of control.
Where else you gonna get it from? Other websites? You're a big proponent of ChatGPT, OpenAI, all that stuff, and you're telling me if it tells you something, you're not gonna trust it.
Yeah, I'm not
make
gonna
it make sense.
I'm not gonna trust it 100%.
Make it make sense.
All right,
make up your mind.
So okay.
Make it up.
All right.
Make it up.
I made it up.
Make it up.
You ain't
make it up.
I ain't gonna change it.
I don't trust it. This is the future, but I don't trust it.
Look, come on
now.
Anyway, back to that thing. Exactly. This is the future. The future is still in progress. It's still in progress.
Oh my God.
This is not the finished product of AI.
Oh my God. So what's the point of us using it if it's not a finished product?
But you don't trust it. But you don't trust it and you using it.
But you're the main person that always talking about AI.
But you don't trust it and you using it.
But you don't trust it and you're a big proponent of it.
But you don't trust it.
You're like the biggest cheerleader.
No, but you don't trust it.
But you're like the biggest cheerleader of it.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in with us. Like,
make
subscribe,
it make sense.
comment,
Make it make sense.
And,
come on now.
You know, if you feel that she's ridiculous, you can put it in the comment as well.
Nah, you're ridiculous.
Have a good night.
Talking about ChatGPT and he don't even fucking use it.
She don't trust it, but she use it.
He don't use it. And if he does, he don't trust it. Then what's the point?
I don't trust it 100%.
Have a good day, guys. Bye.
Bye.